Have you ever found yourself stuck in the maze of stress and indecision, unsure which direction to go or what choices to make? You're not alone. It can feel like every decision is a heavy burden, and the fear of making the wrong choice paralyzes us, trapping us in a cycle of anxiety. I have been there, completely overwhelmed and unsure of which way to go. I teach middle school. Stress is an integral part of what teachers deal with on a daily basis. Dealing with students, administration, parents, paperwork. All of this becomes decision overload. Stimulus, numbness, and stress became my constant companion, clouding my mind and making every step forward seem impossible. Sleeping for more than a few hours was nearly non-existent.
But as I looked deeper into the wisdom of ancient philosophers, thanks to my master's degree in rhetoric and to contemporary psychology, thanks to my educational degree, and quite frankly, 26 years of teaching teenagers, and most importantly, a rediscovered faith in God, I began to see a way out, a way to break free from the cycle of stress and indecision.
What I found was as simple and as complex as managing stress and overcoming indecision starts with clarity. It starts with purpose. And the beautiful thing is that we don't have to navigate this journey alone. Faith, stoicism, and psychology all offer guidance to help us find that clarity and purpose. I also found that if I controlled my mind and assuaged my personal stress, I was also able to help others, including my students. Let's begin with the challenge many of us face: stress and indecision. Have you ever felt like you're standing at a crossroads, unable to move forward because every option feels equally overwhelming? Maybe you too have experienced sleepless nights, tossing and turning, anxious about the future. Perhaps you found yourself paralyzed by too many choices, unsure where to invest your energy. You are paralyzed by perfection. If I can't make it perfect, I may as well not even start, leaving yourself and others around you in a state of indecision, and procrastination becomes a common practice. Then, I feared the fallout of when the facade I put in front of others would be torn down and the real, inadequate me would be revealed. This is exactly what happened to me. I had so many dreams, so many desires, but I was paralyzed by fear of making the wrong choice, fear of failure. The weight of it all felt suffocating. I would go through the motions, but I never really moved forward. I'd ask myself, what should I do with my life? What is my purpose? The anxiety built up, clouding my judgment, making me flighty and forgetful, unable to focus, and holding me in one place. And as many psychologists and philosophers have pointed out, this state of mind is incredibly damaging. Dr. John Hall, a noted psychiatrist, has written that anxiety is the most common mental health problem in the world, and it affects nearly every aspect of a person's life, including their decision-making abilities. When we're caught in this cycle of stress and uncertainty, we not only experience mental fatigue, but our physical health suffers as well. It's no surprise then that so many people are struggling to cope with anxiety, overwhelmed by the demands of modern life. But how do we break this cycle? How do we move from a state of confusion and stress to a place of clarity and action? That's where Stoic philosophy offers some powerful insights. The Stoics, ancient philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, believed that a key to inner peace and clarity is focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the Stoic approach to stress. Rather than dwelling on external circumstances, Stoics teach us to shift our attention inward. We can't control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. This is crucial for overcoming anxiety. When we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our decisions, we regain a sense of power and agency, which leads to a reduction in stress. Stoicism also teaches us the importance of living in accordance with nature and reason. That's why walks are so important to our mental health. The Stoics believed that living with purpose, guided by virtue or personal morals, is the key to a meaningful life. And this ties directly into the importance of setting clear goals. Without a clear direction, we become like a ship lost at sea, tossed about by every wave of emotion and circumstance. But when we set goals, We create a roadmap for our lives, a sense of direction that helps us navigate the stormy waters of stress and indecision. Modern psychology also reinforces the power of goal setting in managing stress and overcoming indecision. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT), for example, teaches us that our thoughts influence our emotions and behaviors. When we constantly dwell on negative thoughts, we feed our anxiety. But when we learn to challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with positive, constructive ones, we can change our emotional response. Dr. David Burns, a renowned psychologist, writes in his book Feeling Good that changing your thoughts is the most effective way to change how you feel. This principle is incredibly powerful because it means that we have the ability to change our mindset. By focusing on solutions and creating action plans, we shift from a state of paralysis to one of proactive problem solving. Psychologists also emphasize the importance of setting small, achievable goals as a way to manage anxiety. When we break down large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, we regain a sense of control. By focusing on the present moment and taking one step at a time, we reduce the pressure of needing to have everything figured out at once. Now, while stoicism and psychology offer valuable tools for managing stress and indecision, there's an essential component that grounds and strengthens everything: faith. When we align ourselves with God's purpose for our lives, we find a peace that transcends human understanding. The Bible reminds us in Philippians 4:6-7, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This verse speaks to the transformative power of prayer and trust in God. When we surrender our anxieties and present our goals and concerns to God, we invite His peace into our hearts. This peace is not just a feeling, it's a state of mind that allows us to let go of fear and move forward with confidence, knowing that God is guiding our steps. In Matthew 6:34, Jesus teaches us, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." This simple yet profound teaching aligns perfectly with the Stoic and psychological perspectives of focusing on the present moment. By trusting in God and living one day at a time, we free ourselves from the paralyzing grip of future worries. Practical steps: setting goals and trusting God. So, how do we integrate these teachings into our lives? It starts with setting clear goals and trusting that God will guide us. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." When we commit our goals to God and align them with His purpose, we can be confident that He will lead us toward success. Here are a few practical steps to move forward with clarity and purpose. Set clear, achievable goals. Break your goals down into small, manageable steps. Whether it's related to your career, health, or personal life, having a clear roadmap will reduce stress and give you direction. Focus on what you can control. Let go of worries about things you cannot change. Trust that God is in control of the bigger picture, and focus on what you can do in the present moment. Practice mindfulness and prayer. Spend time in quiet reflection or prayer each day. This helps clear your mind and opens you up to divine guidance. Take action. Don't wait for the perfect time or for all the answers to come to you. Start taking small steps toward your goals. Action breeds clarity and confidence. In conclusion, overcoming stress and indecision is not about having all the answers or controlling every aspect of our lives. It's about setting clear goals, focusing on the present, and trusting in God's guidance. By integrating the wisdom of Stoicism, contemporary psychology, and our faith, we can find peace, clarity, and the courage to move forward. Remember, the journey may not always be easy, but with clear goals, an understanding of wisdom of the ages, and as the t-shirts often say, let God. Submit to Him and the grace He gives to all of us. With a solid faith in God, we can face the challenges of life with confidence. You have the power to break free from stress and indecision one step at a time, guided by purpose and divine peace. One of Christ's miracles was walking on water. If you are seeking more inner peace and want to find your own miracle of walking with peace on earth, finding faith, and learning more, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I promise to continue finding ways to help all